Aquarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early to mid-November 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in energy and see what's happening for the lovely Aquarius collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going, my guides. Talk to me. What do we got here for Aquarius in early to mid-November Scorpio season? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Aquarius in early to mid-November. What's the vibe? What's the energy around my Aquarian friends, please? What's going on? Beautiful femme fatale. This is always one of the more intriguing cards to start off a reading. I don't see her often, but she's popping out here for you. So there's a lot of little underlying symbolism with this femme fatale figure. It could also represent one's confidence. So there's good energies to be had here. But before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the November subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about this femme fatale here. So we see this lady, she's wearing all red. This card to me is filled with confidence. It's beautiful, it's confident, it's sexy. So when I see this, for a lot of Aquarians out there, maybe your confidence is feeling high. Maybe this could even be the temper for some of you. It just feels like it's burning red hot, which is usually a very good thing. There's something about this card that is very tempting. There's something about this card that is very magnetic. So just knowing this time, like maybe you're very magnetic and you're bringing a lot of things and a lot of people towards you when this is here. But I want to bring your attention to some of the underlying symbolism in this card. Notice that she is holding a rose, which has thorns. Notice that red bird, which is like trying to get your attention. On the bottom, there's Venus flytraps, which, you know, emit a sweet smell and a sweet scent to trap things. So that's the thing, like certain things that are tempting have a little element of danger or an extra little spice to it. So in this time, watch out for anything that might be tempting to you, especially if you're trying to hold back. But I mean, yeah, this is a hell of a way to start off a reading. So for some of you, you might be burning red hot in a good way, but we're just going to leave her there for now. Let's see what tarot has this week. Should be an interesting one. And yeah, I always say that first card here, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get your 3 cards in the upright, then we'll get into the intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the Aquarians. What's going on? What do we got for my friends? And yeah, while we get this shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. I like the energy I saw for you last week. The reading was titled Big Win Incoming, so I hope you did have a win of some sort. I always say that wins come in all different shapes and sizes, right? Sometimes it could be monetary, sometimes it could be interpersonal relationships, any number of different wins. But I mean, even moving forward, that energy can bleed over, so you might have some good things coming in. But we're going to see what shows up for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get you going. What do we have for Aquarius? 3 cards to start. What do we have for our good friends? Early to mid-November. Thank you. Talk about temptation. We have the devil in position number 1. We are definitely going to have to look at that much, much closer, my good friends. Remember, it doesn't tank the reading, but interesting that we have the femme fatale and the devil there. Let's get a couple more. Knight of Cups. That seems smooth. That seems nice. Let's keep moving. These energies are kind of at odds, right? Where one is... we'll see. Let's get one more. I don't want to speak on it too much. I don't want to judge. Okay, we got energy that's moving. We do also have a bonus card that I'll throw out there. We do have the 6 of Swords, which is action. It is moving. And then right here on the very back end, we do have the Lovers, which represents personal connection. So yeah, Aquarius, let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into the juicy intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, I'm extremely intrigued by the layout of energy we have here, and this is probably going to be a layered reading for sure. Elementally, we have a nice mixture happening. Yeah, it is a little air heavy on the back end, but we have earth, we have water, and we have the air taking up the back end. So this could be different situations. It could be different aspects of the same thing. I guess it all really depends. But this devil card, I can't take my eye off it, especially when it's next to such a nice card. So it's like these energies are completely different, but they somehow mold or meld together. So let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out, because there is action, there is movement. The energy doesn't feel stagnant, but we're going to have to take a very close look. Position number one, we are starting with the devil. Now, for a portion of you, you do know that the devil represents the Capricorn collective. So you might be connected to Capricorn. For a portion of you, you might have Capricorn placements. They are your zodiacal neighbor. So you might have some planets chilling in the Capricorn constellation. But this card, it does get a bad reputation for good reason. If this isn't representing a Capricorn that you're connected to, I'm just going to run down the list and tell you some of the things this card could mean. First and foremost, the devil is a very planted energy similar to the Hierophant. So this can represent situations you've been dealing with for a long time, things that are in your life that you might feel stuck with. Like, this is an energy where it's like, it's here, right? And there's not much you can do to move it. It's very stubborn. So if it is a problem or a situation, it's not one that's flighty. It's not one that goes in and out real quickly. It's like, okay, been dealing with this one for a long time. It could represent addictions. It could represent temptation. The devil can represent toxicity. It could represent jealousy. It could represent obsession. So you see what I mean? It's a trapped type of energy. So it's not the nicest. So whenever it shows up, it can be a warning. But you know me, I don't always like to go worst case scenario when this card shows up. So the fact that we do have the femme fatale and we do have the devil, there might be a warning here. Spirit might be trying to get your attention about a path or about an individual. It all really depends. Could just be a situation. So we'll look at that further. Moving over, we have the Knight of Cups. This is beautiful. It's smooth. It's a lovely type of card. It's water sign energy, so this could be connected to a Cancer, a Pisces, a Scorpio. And as a lot of you probably know, especially if you read cards, this guy shows up often in love readings. Now, not just only for love, the Knight of Cups is a silky smooth, easy flowing, easy going type of energy. So you see the difference where, like, this one's planted, it's firm, it's still, it's staying where it is. This Knight of Cups, it's moving along, it's super smooth. This could represent an individual in your life that is very good with their words, smooth talker, a charmer, Prince Charming, whatever you want to call it. It could represent love. It could represent creativity. It could represent imagination. Some of you might be a little extra romantic in this time when the Knight of Cups is here. So it's a good card. It's a positive card for the most part. When we get to the challenge of the Knight of Cups, it could represent some tough emotions. If it was in reverse, I don't want to say it could be someone that manipulates emotions. I'm not going to go off the deep end with that. But the Knight of Cups could just represent volatility in emotions. Now, moving to the back end, as we get him tucked in right next to that devil again, we do have the Six of Swords. Now, to me, usually this represents things getting better, things progressing in a positive way. So for a lot of Aquarians in this time with the devil, moving into the Knight of Cups, moving into the Six of Swords, there could be something that's starting to look better, where it's like, okay, now I'm seeing a light at the end of the tunnel. Now things are starting to improve slowly but surely. The Six of Swords is coming out of the choppy water, so I do like this. Yes, it could represent wins and victories, overcoming something. This is also a card that could represent distance. It could represent travel. It's on the move. It's on the go. Now, when we get to the challenge of this card, because every card has challenges, the Six of Swords could represent an individual in your life where you feel like they're not holding up their end of the bargain, or they're not doing enough, or they're not paying attention to what they need to be paying attention to, where it's like, okay, your focus is not where it should be, my friend, when this card shows up. So we're going to have to look at that and see how it goes. I don't feel like the energy feels quite flaky, but we're going to really need to look into this further, especially when we go like from the devil to the Knight of Cups to the Six of Swords. Hopefully it's a good thing. Moving to the very back end, we do have the Lovers, and that's a bonus, so that's another little footnote. Gemini energy, so I'm not sure if you're connected to one, but we see this, it has a lot of different tones to it. Archangel Raphael there, which is the archangel of healing. So for a lot of Aquarians, you could be in some sort of healing process or healing journey, but this card does really speak about those we are connected to. Okay, so when we see this type of energy and the Lover showing up, there might be a specific individual that Spirit wants you to keep an eye on when this is here. Okay, and I'm not going to go too far into it just yet, because you know me, I don't always go off the deep end immediately. But I want to dive deeper on all of it, Aquarius. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's Get a good shuffle here. What do we have for my Aquarians, please? What is happening? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot. Because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation. And I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the devil. Why is the devil here? Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Aquarius, you drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, devil time. What's happening? Quick, sun. Okay, really shining light on something is extremely important. The sun is the most positive card, so I feel like this does tie back into the femme fatale thing. I'm going to give this a little small piece of advice, and I always try to stray away from giving too much advice in readings and just read the energies. But if something seems too good to be true, it probably is in this time. Okay, so when I see this devil surrounded by the Knight of Cups and the sun, it's like, oh, wow, everything here seems great. Same thing with the femme fatale. Wow, everything seems great, but the rose has thorns. Okay, everything has a downside. Everything, right? And that's just the nature of the reality. I'm not being pessimistic here, Aquarius. Everything in life has to have a balance. The light, the dark, the material, the spiritual, everything has some sort of thing that balances it off. So if there's anything, like this could be a warning from spirit, and it can be a very important one. If there's a situation you're dealing with where it's very difficult to see where's the problem or what's the challenge, it's probably a little too good to be true. So there is a little bit of a warning about that. However, for any of you that have been dealing with something for a long time, whether it's a healing journey, whether it's you name it, anything that ties into that devil energy we were speaking about, when I see the sun underneath it, it's about illuminating it, giving it attention, putting it under focus. So now is not the time to bury things. Now is the time to really shine a light. Okay, so for a lot of Aquarians in this time, you can do a lot of problem solving and fix a lot of things, right a lot of wrongs. I don't know why I'm getting so dramatic with the wording, but that's just how it feels to me. For a portion of you might be connected to Leo when the sun is here underneath the devil. So yeah, sure, that could be a warning, but let's just keep moving. Okay, like sometimes when it comes to issues and problems or anything, it's all about shining light on it, right? It's all about shining some illumination on it to really bring it out. And the bringing things to light is the best disinfectant. So let's see what's up with the Knight of Cups. Let's see what's going on, because he can be about communication, right? Because knights are messengers similar to pages. What's the knight here? Okay. Yeah. All right. So there could be some sort of talk coming in of importance. So we have the Four of Pentacles in reverse underneath this Knight of Cups. So I feel like this is a two-pronged message for a portion of you. When we see the Four of Pentacles, it's a clamp down energy, very similar to the devil, right? It's someone holding things in. It could be very possessive, very jealous type of energy. So when it shows up in reverse, it's letting something flow. So when I see this, of course, I have to think that there could be a very important or serious conversation coming in that either needs to be had or will be had. It's like we're addressing something. Remember I said, like, yeah, we're shining light on something. If something's too good to be true, ask questions about it, keep digging, shine light on this and that. So again, with this Knight of Cups and Four of Pentacles in reverse, that's the first message. I feel like it can be an important or serious talk here where you're addressing concerns. Aside from that, when I see this combination, the Knight of Cups and the Four of Pentacles in reverse, very healing. Okay, so again, if there is anything that you've been dealing with or struggling with for an extended period of time, when I see how this energy is flowing, it's like, okay, now it's finally starting to move in a good direction. So let's see what's up with the Six of Swords. We're not going to linger there too long. I like the way the energy is flowing. So let's see what the Six of Swords has. Then we'll do our recap before we get into the shadow. So why is it here? Why is the Six of Swords in mix? Okay, Nine of Cups, beautiful. Good, so there is a very positive result in the end. Even if the energy in the front is a little uncomfortable, I really love this energy here on the back. We have the Nine of Cups underneath the Six of Swords, really nice. Now the Nine of Cups is an energy of wins, of victory. It's content, it's happy. So it is very stable, similar to the Devil, but it's different. The Nine of Cups, yeah, there's warnings about overindulgences and being too nice, being a little too nice and giving a little too much to certain situations. But remember I said the Six of Swords is energy improving, energy moving forward. And when we have the wish fulfillment card coming up with it, I feel like if this energy plays out the way it's supposed to, this is a huge payoff or a win in the end. Okay, so similar to like what we saw last week, where there is still win-based energy, where something can move your way, something can go good. There might just be a little process involved with it. But again, I feel a good outcome. So again, whatever it is that's like really focused on your mind, whether it's work, career, whether it's personal, there's good energy coming in with the Six of Swords and the Nine of Cups. Lovely. Really nice. So let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow. The reading was a little complex here, especially on the front end, especially since we had the femme fatale and then we got similar things showing up within the reading itself. There is a little bit of a warning. But position number one, we're starting off with the devil and the sun in the upright. So like I said, if there is anything that seems a little too good to be true, it probably is. And I was speaking at length about how in this world, in this reality, nothing is without flaw. Nothing is perfect. Nothing, nobody. There's always some sort of drawback if you're being realistic about it. So I think Spirit is trying to say, all right, well, if there is something that seems a little too good to be true, it probably is, my friend. So keep that in mind. It could be a warning similar to that. But we also have this vibe of having certain talks and conversations as we move forward, getting down to the root, shining light on things, asking questions if necessary. Because in the center, we have the Knight of Cups with the Four of Pentacles in reverse. Now, that's good for two reasons. First and foremost, it is an important or a serious talk there. Second, I do feel this energy that normally seems planted, you could move forward, where it's like, okay, this was an issue for a very long time. Now it's not so much of an issue. Now we're moving forward. Now we're gaining momentum. Really nice. On to the back end, we have the Six of Swords, nice flowy type of vibe with the Nine of Pentacles, the wish fulfillment. So again, I feel a payoff or a win in the end for you with whatever situations you could be really focused on now. It's all about what happens up here that dictates how things are going to turn out. So I feel a good progression, though. That's the one thing I like with your energy this week, Aquarius. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. So let's get a good shuffle here. What is in the shadows for the Aquarius collective, please? What's going on? And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. Let's get you one. And yes, if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel. And I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this card out here. What do we got in the shadows for Aquarius, please? What do we have? Thank you. Two of Cups. Cool. So the Two of Cups does mirror the Lovers in a very similar way, because these cards do have a lot of similarities. It does talk about important individuals in our life, soul ties, soul connections. That all really comes to play whenever we have the Two of Cups. Usually similar to the Knight of Cups, and the Lovers, a very good, easy flowing type of energy. So for some of you, this could represent, especially in the shadows, a very important individual that they were meant to be in your life's journey for a reason, whether that was to teach you a lesson or whether that is to assist you through the journey of life. It's an importance of your connections, like those you connect yourself with. Now, if you're the type of individual where you don't have a lot of connections, you don't have a lot of family, you don't have a lot of friends, that's more common than you think. Just keep your head on a swivel, because there might be a very important individual that's going to surface if that's something you don't already have. Okay, when I see the Two of Cups showing up in the shadows. So we are going to put it right over here. I feel like this is a good energy, a good person. And yeah, Aquarius, that's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the November subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar and book one on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. But for the November subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of one of my all-time favorite decks, the Gilded Tarot Royale. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the tarot cards, which one do you feel is the most misunderstood? And if you're new to tarot completely, which one do you have a little trouble with understanding its meaning? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.